Good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing the difference between census enumeration and sample survey. So, this is the last topic in your second chapter. So, we'll go very detailedly what is census enumeration and sampling survey. Now, first one, enumeration of each and every unit of the population is called census enumeration. Enumeration is nothing but the collection. Okay, in simple word, it is the collection. So, collection of every each and unit of a population. Okay, where we go door to door. Where we go door to door and take the count of populations in the houses, each one house. So that is called as census enumeration. Next one is enumeration of few representative unit of the population is called sample survey. So as I've been told, out of 100 we'll be taking 20 people and the random. So that is called as sample survey in the respective unit. The respective unit is 100 people in a population where I am randomly picking. What I'm doing? I'm randomly picking the populations, so that is called as sample survey. Next, no sampling errors are likely to be more. So in your census enumeration, sampling errors will not be there because we will be taking each and every individual count here. So from, if I go in a street, okay, for example, if I take one street, right side house full I will get and count, left side house full I will get and count. So next street also left full, right full. So each and every house, okay, each and every population I will be getting the details. So there will not be sampling error. Sampling error is where false information will be there. Sampling or survey method, sampling error are more. So error is mistake. Okay, when I'm taking randomly 20 people in a group of 100, the people may not know on what I am taking the information. So their sampling error will be more. So sampling error will be lesser because, sorry, sampling error will be less in your census enumeration, and sampling error will be more in your survey method, because you are going to take on the random of 100 people we will be checking 20. So your sampling errors are more because information what we require we will not get up to the mark. Then census enumeration, this method is not scientific.
குட்டி எந்த போஸ்ல இருக்குதுன்னு தெரியுதா?
என்ன விட்டு எப்படி வரலாம்?
இப்போ நீ லாக் போட்டு
அப்பாட்டு பாரு.
அப்பா பாரு.
நான் சாப்பிட்டு
நான் கிளாஸ் எடுக்கணுமா?
அப்பா சாப்பிட்டு
Next we are going to
கிளாஸ் எடுத்துட்டு நானே திறக்கிறப்போ
நெக்ஸ்ட் தானோ தம்பி பாருமா. டாப்ஸி தேடுது.
பார்த்தா கண்டினியூஷனே வரத்துல, எங்கே விட்டேன்னு தெரியல. ஸோ சென்டர். Next, this method is more not scientific, okay, where we not be using more methods, okay, any scientific methods or anything, it will not be very scientifically, because we are just counting the population of a country or a state or a individual area by census method. So there is no scientific method here. But in sampling error survey there is more scientific method. Why? Means because we need to see on whom we are going to take the samples, okay, randomly on whom we are going to take the information or do the test. So random scientific sampling is very scientific compared to your census enumeration. And next one, this method is impossible if the population is infinite. So infinite means where there is no proper count here, okay? So if I take a street, that street should be completely put an end, okay? When there is a starting end, we should have a end point. But if I take the population of all India, where individual person can do survey, it is infinite. Where population is more huge, okay, there census enumeration is not possible. But in sample method, this method is more suitable if the population is infinite. Why means, in sampling survey we will be taking random, okay, random sampling will be taking. If a huge population is there also, we will pick randomly, okay, people will be taking randomly for this sample. So here, for infinite, for more population I can take. For example, now I need to have count of how many people are been reading Sanskrit in India. India population is 120 crores, okay, but people who are reading Sanskrit is very less, so I can have a count there. So sampling can be taken on Sanskrit very easily. Next, census enumeration. This method requires more money, time, and labor. Yeah, because census is where we'll be taking day to day activities, okay, where we will be moving day to day from one place to another place to take the count of the population. Here, money is required more. Why? Because the people who are going to take census, we need to pay them salary, we need to provide them food, okay, we need to pay them traveling expenses, all those things. Is it time consumption is more? Yes, of course, because they have to take account of everyone, okay, it will take a time, and labor also is required more. So here it is more economic. What it is, your census enumeration is more economic. Here this is economical, okay, where we have less power, less this one cost, okay, where I need to take only samples on less people, so here less cost is incurred. In a census enumeration, in destructive cases this method cannot be used. Destructive is where we don't have proper structure, okay, where I cannot use there. If people are been not there in that house, I cannot get the count, okay. If the people were shifted from one place to another place, I cannot get the count, okay. So in destructive it cannot be used. But sampling can be used even in discrete cases. This method only method which can be used, okay. So descript, okay, if I need information from one person, if that person is not available, I can take from another person. Here in sampling, the information can be provided by anyone for your datas. So these are the difference between your census enumeration and sampling survey. Next, we have statistical error. So what is statistical error? It is nothing but your sampling error. So error, it is a mistake, whatever it may be taking, okay. So statistical error is the difference between the estimate value and the actual value. So I need the actual value, okay, where I have been targeted to some value, but I will get, okay, estimated value is something I have been targeted, my actual value will be somewhere else, okay. For example, your 10th marks where you have been scored, okay, your estimation will be somewhere, but your marks which you have got may be actually different. So this difference is called as statistical error. Then causes of error: error of origin, then error of adequacy, then error of manipulation, okay. Now first one, error of origin. The error of origin that occurs due to improper definition of statistical unit, indeficient questionnaires and wrong method of inquiry is called error of origin. So where I am doing error, the origin, the base only is problem, okay, where my questions here are problem, okay, the method what I have chosen for the statistical sampling, okay, what statistical method, it will be wrong, okay. If the origin, the basement only is wrong, the entire the collection of data will go in a wrong way. So error of origin, so the starting only is the error. Next, error of inadequacy. The error that occurs due to incomplete data or sufficient data is called error of inadequacy. So I have been started my analysis, okay, data collections I have been started, the information which I need I have been started for the research. In incomplete work, okay, due to insufficient data, okay, where I need to get proper information I am not getting, I will stop there only. So that enquiries or that error statistical study is called as inadequacy. Then error of manipulation. So the error that occurs at the time of analysis, clearly error is called as error of manipulation. So one data I will get, okay, but I am submitting some other data in some cases, okay. For example, recently we had that COVID case, okay, one doctor in north side where he had 10,000 tests per day, but he has been given randomly for 4 people positive and other 6 people the negative, okay, has been given. But the people again they came for the test, again he was doing the same thing. When they went to the other places, they were been testing positive. People who have been got negative, they have been tested positive. People who have been tested positive, they have been got negative. So this is the manipulation. So error on data also can be manipulated like this. Next we have based and unbased error. So what is based error? The error that occurs with notice of the investigator are called based. Okay, this error are prejudged error. So the investigator only knows the error where it is there, okay, that is called as based error. He can prejudge this error may happen, okay, because he know on the track what is going may occur the causes. Then unbased error, the error that occurs without the notice of investigator are called unbased. So here when the investigator knows, okay, this will happen, that is called as based. Where the person doesn't know this may happen, that is called unbased. Okay, now the people who are went for the analysis, okay, for the data and collection, the people may manipulate or give some other information. So without knowing the knowledge of the investigator, that errors are called unbased. This errors occurs to due to change causes, okay, chance causes. This cannot be controlled, okay, where your based error can be controlled, your unbased error cannot be controlled. Next we have measures of error. Absolute error, okay, this is the arithmetic difference of actual value and estimated value. So yeah, absolute error is the where we know the differences, okay, estimated value will be having and actual value will be having. So difference between that one, okay, between the actual and estimated is called a absolute error. Then next is your relevant error. This is the ratio of absolute error and the estimated value. Here we took the minus, okay, actual value minus the estimated value, we got absolute error. Relative error is where we take the ratio, that is actual value is to your estimated value, I will get the absolute error. As the sample size increases, the sample error decreases, okay. When my sample size is more, my sample error will be less. Yeah. Yes students, this is your end of your second chapter. So we have been seen so here we saw first statistically inquiry classes. Under that we saw statistical inquiry. Then we saw planning and preparation. Then execution. Then collection of data, primary data. Under primary data we saw the method, direct personal observation, then direct oral interview, then information through agency, mail questionnaire, scheduled sent through enumerator, framing a questionnaire, we saw the sample of question, okay, sampling of the questionnaire. Then secondary data, the under secondary data we have published source and unpublished source. Then census enumeration we have, under that we have sampling survey, then polit survey, sample random sampling, systematic sampling, then stratified sampling. Then we saw from today's class difference between census enumeration and sampling survey, then statistical error, then based and unbased error, then measure of error. So this is the end point of your chapter. Thank you students. From tomorrow's class we will see the next chapter.